Stop comparing yourself to other people, my friend. Stop doing that to yourself. You don't need to do that. Because people, everyone out there, me, you, your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister, if you have them, your coworker, your fellow classmate in school, your professor, your teacher, the doctor you went to when you were sick, the bus driver, the taxi driver, the billionaire, the millionaire, the homeless guy, everyone, and I mean everyone, has had a different life experience than you have had. You've had a different life experience than them, they've had one different to you. And they have had a different experience in everything. To getting their heart broken, they all have a different view on it. They all have a different approach to it. They all have different feelings about it. Everyone has a different perspective on everything. Everyone has a different perspective. They're the result of the path that they've chosen. That's what they are. They are the result of that. Just like how you are the result of your path that you've taken. So everyone has had a different life. Everyone has had a completely different life, completely different upbringing. Maybe you are just the only child. I'm the only child. To the guys watching this, we're the only kids. Of course, only we know what it's like to be raised into a family where you don't have a brother or sister. Only we understand. A person who has had a brother or sister will not understand what life is like if you're the only child. And same with us, we don't know what life is like if we had brothers or sisters. We don't know how different would we be as people. If we had siblings, we'd be completely different people. Just like how the people that have brothers and sisters, they'll be completely different people if they grew up without siblings. They just grew up by themselves. Their parents would have a completely different way of raising those kids. So you see, everyone, just this one thing I'm giving you, and this is not even including the values, the culture that they're getting brought up in, because there's so many types of people out there. There's so many cultures out in the world. So all of these play a big role in the experience that a person has when he or she is growing up. This is irrespective of gender. Everyone has a different experience, just like you have a different experience. You have to make your own path unique. When me saying that everyone has a different experience doesn't mean that everyone is fucking special. That's not the case. What makes you special is how you make your own path unique. How you come out yourself. What do you work on? What do you do to make yourself stand out from the average public? You have to make your own path unique. You don't have to look at the other people's paths. Because like I said, they have completely different lives. And it is completely illogical. And it's completely illogical of you. You're a young guy maybe. You're in university. You're just out of university. You cannot compare yourself to somebody else who's of similar age to you and look at what they have achieved in life. Not even achieved, whatever they have in their life. You cannot look at them like that. It's illogical. Because they have had a completely different life. They have a completely different upbringing. They have a completely different experience, just like how you do. I'm not saying that the other person is special because they have this and that. No, nothing makes them special. What makes a person special is how they stand out from the public out there. There's the window, by the way. That's what makes a person special. Just because everyone has a different life, different upbringing, different experiences, doesn't mean that they're all special. Nobody is special. Only some people can be if they choose to do some things in a different way compared to the average out there, compared to the average people out there. And this is even worse. It's even more illogical of you to compare yourself to that person and to think to yourself that you're not good enough because this person is similar age to you. Maybe she has more materialistic things And you think to yourself that you're not good enough because of that. That's more illogical. I mean, it's natural as human beings. I know that. I've done that myself. It's hard for me to not do that myself. I understand that. This doesn't help you though, because this just beats you up. This just beats you down, gets you in a bad mood, makes you think you're not good enough, and you don't even then see what you have done for yourself, what you've done for the world, how you have made other people's lives better. You don't see those things because you're just blinded by this illusion that this person out there has a better life than you. They're happier in their life, and you are just suffering here, and you are completely miserable. And you think about this, you're going to get even more miserable. You don't need to do that to yourself. I know it's easy. Like I said, this is like it's natural within us to just take this easy way out. I know that. I've done that. I keep doing that. I try my hardest to not do that. It's hard for me, but I try and try. Just like how you have to keep trying and keep trying. You cannot just compare yourself to other people. You cannot do that. Just because somebody has materialistic things doesn't mean that they're happy. They're fucking miserable. Doesn't mean that. Maybe you stay at your parents' place. And in my eyes, it's a good thing that you're living with your parents, because you have a family at least to take care of you. You can take care of your parents, they can take care of you. You have each other as a family. You're there for yourselves. Whereas you might look at somebody else, some friend of yours, or just somebody you know, and they're the same age as you, let's say 22, 23, and they're working a job, but now they're just living by themselves. They're independent, let's say. And you think to yourself, oh man, you also work, by the way. You're getting income into the house. You're contributing along to your parents' income. But here you're just thinking to yourself, this person is able to live alone, and I'm just stuck here with my parents. Not stuck. That's the wrong word. You feel like you're not adult. You're not mature. You feel like you're being held back. You feel like you're not going to grow fully. But just because that person is moved into an apartment by himself completely doesn't mean he's happy. He might be fucking miserable. It doesn't matter. What's good about living by yourself in an apartment? There's nobody at home. It's just you. You have to do everything. And your parents are far away. You can't even see them all the time. At least in your house, you're with them. You love your parents, they love you. At least you're all together. Compared to in an apartment, you're gonna be by yourself, bored out of your mind, don't even know what to do. You don't even know what to do with your life. At least your parents are gonna give you some guidance. They'll give you some advice, some life advice. And this is I'm talking about if your parents truly love you and if you love your parents. To the other people that do not come into here, I'm not talking to you guys. If you have bad relationships, I'm not talking to those people. I'm talking to the people that have good relationships with their parents. Just because somebody out has an apartment doesn't mean she is happy. Doesn't mean that. They have their own problems. They're still miserable in some ways. But that doesn't mean that they're better than you. No. That's not the point. And the thing is here, materialistic things do not matter at all. No matter how rich somebody is, no matter how poor somebody is, no matter how many things she has, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. People may make a deal that it matters a lot. Being materialistic determines how successful you are. It's not true. That's simply not true. It's not true. What matters here is your personal growth, the growth of your mindset, the growth of your personality, the growth of relationships you hold with people, your state of mind, your health, your mental health, your sanity, your religion. These things are what truly matter. Your family, your friendships. These things are what truly matter. Otherwise, you have nothing. Nobody cares. You think the single mothers that have money, that have cars, but they don't have a husband, they only have cats, do you think they're happy? They're not happy. Just a couple of Gucci bags with them, do you think those things will give them fulfillment? Do you think that? Do you think like that? It's not gonna give them fulfillment. Sure, they're gonna be happy for a couple of days when they buy something new for themselves. Then the excitement is going to be vanished. The excitement they had for this material that they bought is going to be it's going to evaporate into the air. That doesn't matter. They're not happy with themselves, those single mothers. Because they want a husband, they want to have children. That's what gives them true fulfillment and happiness. They don't give a fuck about those materialistic things. They've just been lied to that these things matter and this and this and this. No, they don't matter. They don't fucking matter. Just because somebody has a car, just because somebody has an apartment, somebody has expensive electronics, iPhones here, iPads here, MacBooks here, big apartment here, supercar here, sports car here, motorbike here. So fucking what? Doesn't mean anything. You're better than that. That doesn't mean anything. Who you are as a person matters more than that. It's just material. It's just a thing. It's a thing. You can just buy it, discard it. It doesn't matter. But you can't discard who you are, your true self. You cannot discard that. These things can be bought easily. You cannot be bought. Your personality, your values, your standards, your relationships, they cannot be bought. Those matter more. Your health. These things matter more. Materialistic things don't come close at all. You want to know something? This must be very obvious to you because you must have heard this quote before. Comparison is the killer of your happiness. It is. The moment you start comparing yourself to somebody else, be it for any reason, you're just taking away your own happiness. And you cannot do that. You shouldn't do that. It's hard to not do that. But try it. You know, I can give you a tip here. Just take a good look at yourself. Take a good look at how far you have come throughout your life. If you have accomplished many things, just look at the hard work you have had to do to get to that point. That's going to make you feel better. Because in anything that you have worked hard for and you've got a result, that's something to be proud of. No material thing comes close to that. A fat guy losing his weight and getting a good body in the gym, you think like 2-3 cars are gonna make him happy if he was fat? Like I said, he's gonna be happy for like a little bit, but he's still fat, he's miserable. But he's far more happier being in better shape, isn't he? Because he's done hard work, he's gone through pain. And the happiness with him losing weight outweighs the happiness that he would get if he had a couple of cars to himself. Am I making sense or not? Right? So he couldn't give a fuck about those 2 cars, he just wants to have a better health for himself. So in anything, not even fat people, I used to be fat myself and I know what I've done. But in anything, you learn something difficult, learning to speak a new language, developing a skill for a passion that you have, learning a new instrument, practicing, working out, going for walks, developing yourself as a person, having better relationships with people in general. Anything you've worked hard for, anything that you've taken a good look at yourself in the past, and you see how far you've come after you've stuck so long at this one thing. And you're a much better person because of that. Look at that. Those materialistic things don't matter. You comparing yourself to somebody else doesn't matter. It was like I said, they have a completely different life. And let me tell you something. Don't, especially on social media, don't compare yourself on social media. Just don't have social media. That's the fastest way. I guarantee you. I promise you. That's the fastest way. You're going to have clarity in this. You're not going to compare yourself as much as you would if you still have social media. If you still have it, just get rid of it. Delete everything. Not even the application. Just delete your accounts and then delete the application. Because those things are gonna take your happiness instantly. Because you're gonna see somebody who has what you don't have, and you're gonna think to yourself, like, I'm a loser. I have nothing like this. Because I know what you probably do. If you have any social media, if you have Instagram especially, I know what you do at night. You're just bored and you kind of just stalk other people, and you kind of see that you would see their story, you would see them having fun with other people, you see their posts, and they seem to have cool friends, they seem to have a cool life. They're like under this bridge and they're taking like an amazing photo of them holding hands, having a nice fun time, and you look at yourself and think, like, what is this? Like, I don't have anybody to do this with. I'm so boring. These guys are so fun. And then you pedestalize those people because you kind of want to be like them. You try to get their approval in some sort of way, even though those people are losers. I'm sad to say, most people are losers, man. They probably have nothing to do when they get home anyway. Jerk off, play games, lie down in bed all day, having dating apps, bad breath. They wake up super late. They don't even wake up early. They have no routine for themselves. They have no hygiene. They live dirty. Like, most people live like that. Like, people live like that. And look at you. Like, you're somebody who's on self-improvement. You're better than that. You're better than that. I know you're better than that. You don't deserve to do this to yourself. To stalk other people and think to yourself, man, this guy he's so nice, this. Don't do that to yourself. You don't deserve to do that. Those people are boring. They're insecure because they have the need to post things like that on Instagram to get likes, to feel better about themselves. Oh, people give a fuck about me. I got 60 likes on this photo. I got 100 views on my story. Oh, people give a shit about me. Oh, look at them. They're looking at me. I'm in this amazing place. Because most of the time, let me be honest with you. Most of the time, people do certain things just for this attention. They don't even do it because they truly want to. Sure, some of them might do it. But most of them, they only do it because they just have this deep need for validation from other people. And so they may wear something very fancy, go outside and take a couple of photos and post them on Instagram just for a post. And they want the comments, they want the likes. That's insecure. You don't want to be insecure, do you? This mindset that, oh no, I can't live without other people's attention. I need it. You don't need other people's attention. You don't need it. I don't need it. You don't need it. Nobody needs it. Other people's attention in the form of social media. You don't need it. Just have friends. Delete social media. Just have their contact. Just talk to them. Talk about meaningful things. Talk about things that allow the both of you to grow. Do things that allow the both of you to grow. You don't need these things. That's the number one way you just kill off your mood with social media. It's when you compare yourself by looking at everybody else's fucking stories and posts. Just don't do that. Look at yourself. Look at everything you have, not material. Look at your family. Look at your relationships with other people, your friendships, and yourself personally. Some features of yours, the way you talk, the way you look, the way you behave, you hold yourself up to a standard. Look at those things. Those are the gifts that God has given you. Appreciate those gifts. Because like I said, some things you have, others don't have. Some things they have, you don't have. And everyone gets given a certain set of characteristics. God chooses them out. He gives it to somebody like this, he gives it to this person. Be appreciative of what you have, what he has given you. And use them build them up, and use them as your biggest strengths to get the most out of life. Be happy with those things. Because in some way he's made you a unique person. In some way he's made you a unique person. If you do the right things, if you build yourself up in the proper way, then you're gonna become a unique person. Like I said, the one that doesn't stand, the one that doesn't just mix in with the average. The one that makes you stand out. Do that. Take a look at the gifts God has given you, appreciate them, and be happy about them. This means you internally, like the personality you have, the standards you hold yourself accountable to, the values you have, the types of people that are in your life. And not just any person, some certain amount of people that are in line with what you believe and with what you hold accountable to. Standards and values. They believe in the same things, you believe in the same things. And the people that have the same frequency as you. Be grateful of those. Most people don't have those things. Most people have toxic friends, broken relationships. You can see everyone's mental health is getting shittier and shittier day by day. You just know that. I don't need to tell you this. You can search on Google, why is everybody so unhappy? Why is mental health such a big issue nowadays? Just go Google it if you don't believe me. Go Google it. Why is that the case? People might look fine on the outside, but they're not on the inside. They're just weird, broken people, dirty weirdos. That's what they are. You don't even come close to them. You're a much better person than them. I know that, because you're watching this. Because you have been looking forward to improving yourself as a person, and you're taking some sort of action towards it. And I'm proud of you for that. You're not anywhere near those types of people. You believe in being good to people. You believe in having good relationships with people. You believe in being the strongest person you can be, the best person you can be. You believe in high standards for yourself. Most people don't. They live dirty lives. They're dirty themselves. They don't even clean up their houses. How can they even compete against you, against us, against our community of men? How can they compete against that? They cannot. They may have the looks. That doesn't mean anything. They're skinny. They have the curly hair. They have no facial hair. Okay, I'm not talking about the men that can't grow facial hair. Those excluding. Like, they have this feminine look. People like that. But deep down, they have a shitty personality. You have a good personality. You're working on it. You're trying to be, like I said, you just want to do good to the world, to other people. They don't come close to you. They don't come close to us. Because to those people, these things that they're insecure about, these things will give them short-term happiness, but not in the long term. In the long term, they'll just be like that. They just want more attention, more validation, more materialistic things. Nothing is enough. They want more and more and more and more and more. Then those people are not going to have a good life anyway. You don't have to compare yourself to that. You don't have to do that. Because they're going to just want more and more, and they're not going to be fulfilled anyway. So stop comparing yourself to those types of people. You're not going to be fulfilled yourself if you just keep comparing yourself on TikTok. When you keep watching those reels, when you keep seeing somebody who has something that you don't have or something that you want. You have something others want. They don't have it. You have it. They don't have it. So I've given you this previous example of this woman who's, let me give her age. She's like 30 plus. 30, 34, 35, let's say. And she's kind of worked hard for herself, let's say, been masculine. She's unhappy. And another example, just for the men. Do you think millionaires and billionaires are happy with their lives? There are some of them that kill themselves, that are depressed with their lives, and they would give anything to have a loving family. They don't care about the wealth they have, because it doesn't fulfill them. It might give short-term happiness and the security that they don't have to work anymore, that they're completely safe, they're secure financially. Sure, it's gonna be short term anyway, but in the long term, they want a family, they want to have kids. They want to have kids. They don't have anybody that looks up to them. They're getting cheated on by their women. Millionaires, rich people are getting cheated on by the women because those women don't feel loved. Those the men have just spent too much time on working that they neglected their family. And because of that, the women started looking elsewhere for the attention. It's fucked up from both of them, men and women. So it doesn't make any sense. Materialistic things don't mean anything. If you have a loving family, good. That's amazing. You have something this billionaire doesn't have. Do you see what I'm coming from here? You have something that most people don't have. He doesn't have that, and he's dying for that. You have it. Be appreciative of that. So don't look at yourself and think to yourself that you're not a worthy person. You're not good enough. Don't do that to yourself. Because you're much better than that. Because you're here on this very video. You're much better than that. Because I used to, and I still from time to time, I compare myself to other people. I used to look at people when I used to have social media. I would just look at some people online, people that I kind of know. I just look at their stories, look at their posts, and I'd think to myself, man, they're having such a nice life. I'm having a boring life. I'd look at people that have a car or something, and I don't have a car at my age. Girls, before I used to be very insecure about this, that I don't have any girls. It is a very boys thing to be insecure about girls and everything. But I know I'm better than that. You know why? Because I have a loving family. Nothing comes close to that. I have a loving family. My dad and my mom are healthy. I have an amazing relationship with them. They're the best parents in this world for me. I don't need many friends. People also think they have so many friends. The quantity doesn't matter. The quality is what matters. More friends you have doesn't mean you're a better person. Or that you are a worthier person because you have more friends. Because most people don't really care about you anyway. You only want the select few people that align themselves to your values. You align to their values. You both have a common ground on what you stand up for, what you don't stand up for. You have friendships like that. You have other men telling you that you're fucking stupid for doing something dumb. They hold you accountable because people are afraid to say the truth over feelings. The truth is what matters most. Truth comes first. Feelings can be handled later. Truth comes first. Having men by you that tell you you're wrong for doing this, for saying this, and they tell you why exactly. They're not trying to play you down to make you look stupid. You genuinely did something. And you hold themselves accountable. Because as men, we need those things. I have friends like that. If I don't want anybody, I don't want a man in my life to be my friend if he doesn't do those things. I just make myself distant from them. And in relationships, I used to look at people outside. This is how lonely I was. This is how desperate I used to be. This is how much I used to compare myself. I would just look at the people in public, and I'd see the couples that are holding hands, and I just think to myself that they must be so happy they're holding each other's hands, even though they didn't really have a smile. They're just like holding hands and just walking straight, and on their phone maybe. Some of them. I used to think, oh, they have a relationship. Oh, they must be happy. They have somebody at least. I have nobody. I used to get sad about this. And I used to think, like, why am I not having this? Why can't I have anything like this? I used to think like this long ago. But now I don't think like that. Because now I have such an amazing woman in my life. I strongly believe this. We are the best relationship ever in the world. I believe there is no relationship like us in the world. And now those things don't matter to me because I know what I have. So I don't need to look at other people and think, they must be so happy with themselves. I don't need to look at that because I have my woman who I love. So I don't compare myself in this regard to anybody else anymore. Because I usually hear people telling me they have relationship problems, and I'm just thinking to myself, like, what the fuck is going on with those people? They don't know anything. They don't know how to handle each other. The men don't know how to treat women. The women are fucking clueless on how to treat the men. They're both fucking clueless. And I think to myself, and I'm like, how lucky I am. Because I've deserved this. Because I know the things I've gone through. The things God has put me through. I know the things I've gone through. And He allowed me to have such a beautiful relationship with somebody like that. I used to compare myself to people that have a vehicle for themselves, be it a bicycle, no, not a bicycle, a motorcycle or a car. Because I'm the age of 24 now, and I've had a very different life compared to the people that have a vehicle. Most of them, they're locals. They can easily get a car. Nothing's really holding them back. For me, I had a completely different life. I live far away from my home country. And various factors, but I'm not gonna tell you that. Just telling you. And when I look at the past that I have had, and I then I look at them. I look at them and I'm like, but they're just from here, so it's easy for them. I can also fucking get a car. I can also get a car. Nothing's stopping me. Then I instantly stop. I'm like, no, I'm way better than that. I know who I am. I know the person I am. I know what standards I hold myself accountable to. I know what values I have. I want good people in my life, not just anybody, because anybody can have a car. But I know the type of person I am, and there's not many people like that. And I want to be like that. The very few percentage of people that are rare, like they're such good people. I want to be in that category. And no amount of car, no amount of houses, no amount of girls, apartments, flashy things is gonna come close to that. No amount is gonna come close to that. And I know what I'm worth for that. I know that. People who know me know that. I know what I'm worth very well. And you know what you're worth. Just like I said, just take a good look at yourself, at the obstacles, the hardships you've gone through ever since you were a kid, and just appreciate yourself for the trauma you've been through. Appreciate yourself for the hard things you've gone through to be who you are right now. Appreciate that. In an instant, all of this comparison with others is gonna go away. I promise you. Now, if you're somebody who does nothing, this doesn't apply to you. If you're just somebody just looking for me to tell you you're an amazing person, even though you do nothing, I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that. Then no. Yeah, some people might be better than you because you just waste your time. You just need insecurity. You just have insecurities. Go work hard on something. Improve yourself. I'm talking to the people. If you've done something hard and you know it's hard and you somehow surpassed it and became a better person because of that, I'm fucking proud of you. You don't need to compare yourself against all this bullshit that the world has made up today. You don't need to do that to yourself. In this, the best way, you just remove it. Like I said, look at yourself. Look at what you've done. Any hardships you've passed through. You will appreciate that. I still struggle with this problem of comparing. I sometimes do still tend to compare myself to other people. And then I just quickly think to myself, like, no, I know who I am. I know how good of a person I am. I'm gonna say that arrogantly. I know I'm a good person. Because I know what I've done. I'm not gonna say them here. I know what I've done for people. I'm gonna call myself a good person. I know what I've done for people. I know who I am. I know what my worth is. And whenever I think of that, I stop it right away. Because as humans, we always want to know if we're better than the other person. It's just natural in all of us to have this need to know that we're better than somebody else. We're better than people. I know that. It's natural. It's very natural. However, like I said, just take a good look at your past. Look at what you've done. And all of those thoughts are gonna go away. I promise you. Because you posting something on Instagram to get a few likes here and there, you trying to show off something to the public, just about anything, flashy clothes, wear some car, that's just going to be temporary for you. Nothing like that is gonna come close to the real happiness. When you do something meaningful in your life, something that grows you, that happiness outweighs that short one way more. I'm just going to end on a note here. If you really want more clarity on this, I recommend you to do this. Take a piece of paper out, or take your notebook out, and grab a pen or pencil. Don't type anything on your phone or on your laptop. Take a piece of paper or a notebook, grab a pen or a pencil. Ask yourself the question, why do I compare myself to other people? You can write down the names of specific people that you usually compare yourselves to. And whatever answer you get in your head, just start writing it down until you finish. Once you've written the answer down, then ask yourself this question. Why is it really important for me to compare them? Is it really important for me to compare them? Like, does it really matter? And then answer this question. Write the answers down for this question. What have I achieved in my life? What are the hard things that I have gone through in my life? Start writing down those answers. And you will see the answers right in front of you. Once you finish writing everything down, read everything back to yourself. Just process everything back to yourself. And just reflect on it. It's going to help you. Trust me. Try it out for yourself. And I'm gonna see you in my next video.